So it was our first day with third down. We'll go back through starting Monday with the installations that we've gone through in the on-ramp period when we have pads on. Any questions?
You have as much seemingly depth in secondary as you do in particular corner. How many different machinations do you want to see and just sort of like skill sets you want to see from different players over the course of camp?
Well, to answer your question, I think there's a handful of guys that are going to dual train, and then there's a handful that would be outside. Makes sense. And then every once in a while you have a corner that can go to safety. So, but there's a vision with each player relative to where we see him at. The flexibility certainly helps, especially on third down. Yeah, he should be returning. I'm going to say either tomorrow or Monday. We'll keep you posted. No announcements.
Coach,
say it again.
Troy Franklin making a step up in year 2.
We just started. So, but I think. Do I think he has a chance to? I felt like we began to see that towards the latter part of last season. So I'm looking forward to seeing him. He's had a real good offseason. It's just a little early to headline Troy Franklin's making steps up.
Pretty good today.
Yeah, we had a good day.
Sean, less fans with the construction, but
Yep.
What did you think of the atmosphere? The fans seem kind of raucous. How do you feel about it?
It was good. Look, we're fortunate to be able to have some setup. We didn't, a year ago, we knew this was getting done. I don't know that we envisioned how that was going to unfold for the fans. So it's good to have them out here.
We hear Malcolm Roach a lot.
Yeah.
What just that part of it do you like? What do you think?
Well, there's a optimism and a positive energy with him. As soon as you find yourself maybe, all right, it's a hot day, he just has that energy and adds a lot to a room. It's kind of contagious, and you kind of feel his presence. And to your point, sometimes you hear him before you see him, and I don't mind that with him.
With Pat Bryant, what do you just look for with a young receiver?
Just the transition into all the little things, the splits. He's smart, and it's just getting him in position so these plays, and for most of the rookie class, it's the same, that their acclimation to it, they're behind. So, but he's a quick study.
While we're on receivers, Devon Valet, what do you just kind of like about his maturity? He's only a second-year guy, but he's 27 and all that.
Well, look, he's strong in traffic. He's got good hands, and he's someone that I think he picks things up real quickly. It comes easy to him.
With Evan Engram, was he a guy that you kind of watched much from afar before you kind of
That's a good question. I feel like I saw more from him when I was in the NFC and he was at the Giants, and then in the past year or so, it was us doing the research and the film work. A lot of it just depends on where you end up. But he's doing well. I mean, he's we're going to obviously try to utilize him to his strengths, and you can see he picks things up as well.
Sean, I've asked about run plays without pads on. So how good of a look can you get for either side of the ball?
It's difficult for those guys, honestly. It's difficult for the offense and defensive lines. That's, they're trying to do their jobs, and to keep it safe, it becomes a little easier when we're in pads. But I think up until then, it's difficult.
How did you tweak some of your run game stuff?
Sure. I mean, every offseason, I'm looking down at script calls, for instance, that, we weren't calling a year ago. Maybe it's a package of runs that, this check to this. So every offseason, there's that study, addition, and obviously there's always the subtraction. But I would say in that offseason that we had, there are a few new things.
It seems like there's a kind of view like JK and RJ complement skill sets. Do you see them as kind of two different backs or overlap?
I think, we have a little bit more at this level film on JK. I think I'm anxious to see the whole group. In other words, you're looking out and seeing them run with the ones, but I want to see these other guys too the same way. So we'll see how it goes once we get into the preseason.
With Jade Barron, he's playing inside, outside, playing a lot of places. How do you balance putting a lot on his plate without too much?
Well, I think the first thing is he's a smart player. We're not going to add too much if we feel like that's a problem. We see him starting off competing inside, but he's got flexibility to go out.
The player, Jonathan Cooper, you inherited him when you came in a couple of years ago. Sort of what have you seen from him in terms of how he's embraced kind of a role as a leader?
Well, I think it's extremely important to him. And I think he's one of our tough competitors. There's something to him relative to the importance of playing hard and with good technique. He's very coachable. And I would say he's one of our team leaders. I think sometimes that comes in the form of, follow me on how I work, and sometimes it can be vocal, but he's a diligent worker.
When you sort of similar to the run game question, I guess maybe, how much evaluation do you get on tackles and edges in sort of pass rush, pass pro situations before you're
Right now we're in pads. Right now?
Yeah, right now.
Yeah, it's difficult.
Yeah.
It's difficult. And look, Monday we get to start putting the pads on.
Sean, with Greg Penner being out here today, I'm just curious what you value most about your working relationship.
Yeah, he's out here a lot. I really enjoy it. I mean, shoot, there was a little gap here in the off season where we didn't see each other, but yeah, it's we communicate daily, and it's nice. It's good to have when your owner is in the building and very present, and I think both he and Kerry are. We're fortunate that way.
Sean, with Dre and Alex both rehabbing during the off-season program, how much did you feel like you got a little bit more of a chance to see some of the younger players at that?
I think it helps them as it pertains to, remember, in that off-season, it's all geared towards this. So some of those guys, got more reps because of that. Now, it's good to have those two guys back, but I think that the springtime, when you're able to, and we try to shuffle guys through, with all the groups, I think it helps.
Coach, for a player to be successful in your program, how much is the work that's done in the team meetings in the film room as important as the stuff on the field?
Well, I think it's all of it, and it's our program, but ultimately, we go through a series of how you're being evaluated. Ultimately, it's how is the player, how well is he doing it? Ultimately that, but I think the other stuff that you bring up can improve your odds or chances of performing better on the field. So the attention to detail is important at this level.
Going back to earlier when you said yesterday, maybe a little bit of a shift in terms of philosophy. Have you seen that this offseason?
You'd have to ask him. I mean, there's additions with the running back, but what we're doing running the football is, we have a series of RPOs, we have a series of two-back offense, series of one-back. Yeah, that's what I'd say.